Here with Jordan Rudess of Dream Theater.
That's me.
That is you.
Last time I checked.
Yeah. We're here in Worcester, Mass. Some black clouds up there, but certainly a silver lining with the concert here tonight.
Very nice.
So, yeah, thought I'd shoot that in.
Yeah. It's important to get those things in there.
So Dream Theater is touring with Iron Maiden. It's kind of a big deal, you know?
Yeah.
You'll be hitting up Madison Square Garden unless you guys haven't hit there yet.
No, that's on Monday.
Yeah. Can you describe the feelings you and the band are feeling right now?
It's really, really exciting, actually, because we're all New York guys.
Yeah.
And we've never played at Madison Square Garden. We played the Madison Square Garden Theater. But it's not the same as the Garden. And of course, we've played rooms all over the world that are as big as Madison Square Garden. We've just never played in New York at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
So it's a big thrill. And it's going to be, sold out. It's wild and crazy, and we're looking forward to that.
How long has that been sold out? Do you know?
I think it's sold out in a couple days.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was.
How does that feel to be there on top of everything else? Iron Maiden does headlining.
It's an interesting thing. I mean, first of all, Iron Maiden still does amazing business. They sell out venues all across the world, and especially like in North America. So for us, it's been terrific because even though Dream Theater is a popular band around the world, North America, especially in the States, it's not our strongest place.
Right.
People love us around here. It's all great. However, the numbers, the kind of audience we have here, it's less than in Europe or in South America. So to go out with Iron Maiden, and like yesterday we played a festival for like 70,000 people, and the day before that it was like some ridiculous number. It's just a great, opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that Iron Maiden is a band that, not personally for myself, but for the other guys in the band, Iron Maiden was like the big inspiration. Them and maybe Rush. They got this whole thing really off the ground.
Yeah.
So
it's
pretty major.
Going to be big splash.
Major stuff, yeah.
So Black Clouds and Silver Linings is the second album that Dream Theater put out with Roadrunner. So after 2 albums on a new label, how are you feeling it's changed? Like, how has it affected the band?
It's been actually very smooth. Joining Roadrunner was a really good thing for the band because it kind of took the band to another. It kept us like moving up, and we were in a position where we really needed to figure out how to kind of bring this thing up a notch. And Roadrunner, I think, really did that. Got us a little bit more in front of, just the rock crowd. Roadrunner has a big name in the business. We're shooting kind of like heavier rock, and I think that it helped the Dream Theater cause to be associated, and it still continues to. I think it's pretty cool.
So the promotion's definitely...
all that stuff has been really good, and I think that in my experience there, that they've been the best company that we've been with, the most supportive and into it. And when I joined the group, the record company had very little to do with what we were doing. It was more like, just leave us alone. We don't care who
you guys
practically
paid for yourselves.
Put it out, and they wouldn't help us really very much at all.
Right.
But with Roadrunner, you feel like, okay, well, they're pretty supportive. They're into it. They want it,
Yeah.
Seems like they want it to succeed as well.
Which is good.
Yeah. This is totally good.
Good for everyone.
That's right. That's right.
When it comes to recording material, do you think that the quality of recording has suffered at all from going from like hi-fi audio systems to compressed MP3s that are played on iPods?
Well, I think that what's more than that is the general kind of way that people listen to music nowadays. It's a real problem if you look at it from kind of a bigger picture. You see people like just listening to music out of their computer speakers. I mean, how many guys, maybe you or your friends or whatever, check this out. You try to open up your laptop, and the people actually listen to that and think that they're like enjoying it. I'm guilty of it too. I'll put it on in my room on the computer. But you think about it, and it's kind of like, oh my God. You think, oh my God, this is insane. We're actually listening to music out of these tiny little speakers, and that's okay. Like when I grew up and I was in my day of listening to music is, I don't know what young people necessarily do nowadays, but I'm sure there's some that listen to music. But I would put myself in front of the stereo speakers, and I'd have friends over. We would listen to music. And I even remember I had for a while like big, almost like PA speakers in my house, and I put on music, and we would just hang out and do all the things that come with that kind of experience and listen to the music.
Right.
But now I feel like a lot of that is lost because there's this whole mentality of listening to MP3s out of your computer,
just
and
the
it's
small
a shame.
speakers.
It's not so much even this compression of the audio. Maybe that's part of the mentality that leads to it. But it's what you're listening. I mean, an MP3 can sound pretty good out of a decent system.
Right.
But
Yeah, of course. Speaking of MP3s, if someone were to glance through your music library, what would be on the top of your list? What you listen to a lot?
Actually, I spent a long time this last year listening to Imogen Heap's new album.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I just think it's really, really cool. It's called Ellipse. I think she's one of the most talented artists. I know she's not metal, but but she's still an amazing artist.
Of
really
course.
talented woman out of the UK. Just does some great stuff.
Do those things on the top of your list? You think you use those as inspiration for your music when you write?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I listen to a lot of electronic music.
Yeah.
All the Autiker kind of Aphex Twin, like Realm, and I listen to some progressive music still, like my buddy Stephen Wilson, who's a Porcupine Tree guy. I enjoy his band.
Yeah.
We're working on some stuff now together.
Oh, is that true? Is that right?
Yes.
You
Cool
got a little side project going?
It's not really to talk about yet, but he's got his things going.
News to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great news to come.
Awesome. And obviously, with MP3s and the internet now, the threat of illegal downloading hasn't really died down too much. What can you say about Dream Theater's approach to the downloading issue and what your own personal feelings are?
It's a very, very sore topic. And I'm definitely not one of these kind of people who spends a lot of time getting really upset about it. But there's a reality there, and the reality is that people are just stealing music without any awareness or any sensitivity to it, and that's what a big problem in our society is. Like, for instance, I came out with my latest solo album, Notes on a Dream, and for the longest time after that, I would go to YouTube and I would literally see like every song posted up there with a picture of the album cover, just posted there, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to sell this music. And at the same time, I'm literally trying to sell it to like feed my kids.
Exactly.
People are just putting it up there. Why are they putting it up there? Because they feel like they're sharing it and they're letting people be exposed to it. I literally reached out and I contacted one of the guys that was doing it. I said, like, take that down. You have some nerve putting it up there. And they were literally like, well, what do you mean? I love your music. I'm just trying to put it out there.
Right.
Young people don't understand, and maybe I can help to tell them, but it's just not okay, because we're musicians. This is what we do for our lives, to feed our children, to support ourselves and to eat, and somebody else is taking like the food right out of my kid's mouth by putting our music for free on sale when I'm trying to sell it. It's like the most ridiculous thing in the world. With that anger aside, I understand it from a fan's perspective. Oh, I love this music, you got to check it out. They put it online so you can hear it. But people need to, the younger generation and the older generation needs to understand that this is the way that musicians make their living. It's a very serious, real thing.
Right. So, some people look at bands like Metallica and they imagine, they're so popular, they're known so widely that they wouldn't even need the money.
Well, it's bullshit. But
of course.
But you have to maybe take the approach that, okay, if it's easy for you to find something that you can download, great. Use that skill for something that you just can't find to buy. You just can't buy it because it's not on iTunes. Right. It's not on any of the sites where they sell music. So you want to go find an old Eric Clapton performance when he was playing in Philadelphia, in 1982. So go figure out how to download it. But if it's my album, Notes on a Dream, or Dream Theater's Black Clouds and Silver Linings, don't do that.
Yeah, it's already out. It's right there. Yeah, exactly. So, besides the recordings that you were involved with Dream Theater, what songs of theirs or albums do you particularly enjoy playing live that you didn't write?
Well, when I discovered Dream Theater, which was kind of late in the game, because I discovered them basically when they asked me to join the group.
Yeah.
I thought the music was really cool. I was attracted to the particular blend that made Dream Theater special, which in my mind, and I think this was, the fact that they used that kind of like artsy progressive rock element, plus the newer metal, with a lot of chops thrown in. And I had never heard those kind of chops in a rock band before. That extreme, like Petrucci style, tight kind of playing. Like, oh my God, these people are precise. And I was like, wow, I can relate to that. I couldn't relate so much to the metal element, although I've certainly been known to play the guitar and I like the